Medjugorje's powerful warning, the elderly first, and then all will be tested. Greetings in Jesus' name, and thank you for tuning into our channel. I pray that your day is blessed, filled with peace and love from Christ. We are deeply grateful for your presence here and hope you enjoy this video as we explore the important spiritual messages of the Virgin Mary, particularly those shared at Medjugorje. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates as we continue this journey together. The messages from the Virgin Mary are timely and carry immense spiritual, social, and emotional significance, especially in the challenging and uncertain times we are living in. Her words provide not only insight but guidance on how to navigate the hardships we face with courage, faith, and strength. In this reflection, we will look closely at 5 key aspects of her message, each offering a pathway to enduring the trials of life. A powerful theme that emerges from the Virgin Mary's message is the crucial role of the elderly in our lives. They are not merely the older generation, they are the keepers of wisdom, the bearers of faith, and the living memory of God's providence throughout history. Over the years, the elderly have lived through countless storms and struggles, emerging stronger with lessons learned in the crucible of faith and perseverance. These life lessons, rich in spiritual depth, are invaluable. Yet, in our modern society, which often prioritizes youth, speed, and material success, the elderly can feel overlooked, even invisible. The wisdom they carry is too often dismissed, which is a tragic mistake. The Virgin Mary calls us to recognize the importance of the elderly, to listen to their stories, and to honor their experiences. She urges us to learn from their journeys, for in their words lie timeless truths that can guide us through our own struggles. These elders are living testaments to God's grace and providence, and their spiritual insights are treasures we should hold dear. As we rush through the fast pace of modern life, we must not forget that the elderly are also the keepers of sacred knowledge, those who have witnessed God's work across generations and can offer us a profound understanding of His love. As we acknowledge the importance of the elderly, we also cannot ignore the stark warnings the Virgin Mary gives about the future. She foresees a time when humanity will face overwhelming challenges, natural disasters, societal upheaval, and most ominously, a growing darkness in the spiritual realm. In such times of fear, uncertainty, and helplessness, many may wonder how to endure. The Virgin Mary, however, does not leave us without hope. She implores us to prepare, not just practically, but emotionally and spiritually. To prepare ourselves in our hearts, to be strong in our faith, and to stand firm in the face of trials. This preparation involves more than just material readiness. It requires cultivating an inner peace and resilience that comes from a deep relationship with God. We are called to remember that hardships are not just challenges, they are opportunities for growth. Every storm we face has the potential to bring us closer to God, to refine our hearts, and to strengthen our trust in His providence. Through the Virgin Mary's guidance, we are reminded to embrace the wisdom of our elders, prepare ourselves with prayer and reflection, and face the future with a faith that will never waver. In these turbulent times, it is the wisdom of the elderly and the strength of our faith that will anchor us. We must cherish the lessons of the past, heed the warnings of the present, and remain steadfast in prayer and trust as we walk into the future, guided always by God's grace and the intercession of the Virgin Mary. Preparing spiritually for the challenges ahead, a call to prayer and faith as we face the trials that life inevitably brings. It's essential to recognize that building a strong spiritual foundation is just as crucial as being physically prepared. The Virgin Mary, in her loving guidance, emphasizes that prayer, faith, and repentance are the cornerstones of spiritual preparation. Through these practices, we seek refuge in God's boundless strength and love, fortifying ourselves for whatever challenges may arise. With a spiritually grounded heart, we find the resilience to navigate through life's storms. The Virgin Mary assures us that those who hold fast to their faith will experience a deep sense of spiritual security. In times of despair and uncertainty, this inner peace becomes an impenetrable shield, protecting us from the negativity and hopelessness that may try to seep into our hearts. Though we cannot always shield ourselves from physical harm, our unwavering faith offers us divine protection and a steady refuge. By focusing on God, we are able to find comfort and hope, even in the most desperate of situations. His love, unyielding and eternal, becomes the anchor that keeps us grounded. At the heart of the Virgin Mary's teachings is the transformative power of prayer, especially through the Rosary. She encourages us to see the Rosary not just as a prayer, but as a powerful spiritual weapon, one that brings peace, wards off evil and invites God's intervention in our lives. Each prayer and mystery recited creates an atmosphere of grace, where God's presence is invoked to bring healing and peace into our world. When prayed with faith, the Rosary acts as a shield, protecting us from life's struggles and helping us navigate the turbulent times ahead. It is through prayer that we find the courage, strength, and consolation needed to endure. The Virgin Mary also emphasizes the importance of family prayer, especially the Rosary. In a world where spiritual values are often overlooked, praying together as a family strengthens not only our personal faith, but also the bonds that hold our families together. It is in these moments of shared devotion that we experience love, unity, and divine protection. By reciting the Rosary together, families invite blessings upon their homes and receive guidance and protection from the Virgin Mary herself. In her messages, the Virgin Mary calls for a return to the core spiritual values that are so often forgotten in our materialistic society. The peace, purity, and joy that God offers are often overshadowed by the pursuit of fleeting pleasures and surface-level satisfactions. In a world that constantly pulls our attention away from eternal truths, we are reminded to reflect on our hearts and our lives. Are we truly seeking to open ourselves to God's divine light? This call to reflection urges us to look to the examples set by true disciples of Christ, those who prioritize humility, love, and selfless service over fame and wealth. Through their actions, they demonstrate that the love of Christ is not just a feeling, but something that manifests in deeds of kindness, compassion, and service to others. The Virgin Mary's call to prayer, faith, and repentance offers us the spiritual strength we need to face the future with confidence. By turning to prayer, especially the Rosary, and by fostering unity and love within our families, we can prepare ourselves for the challenges ahead, knowing that God's protection and grace will sustain us. Let us open our hearts to His light and follow the example of those who have lived selflessly for His glory. A call to cultivate true love, spiritual peace, and family unity in our fast-paced world. It's easy to forget what truly matters. But the message of the Virgin Mary calls us to remember and embrace our higher calling, a life grounded in love, faith, and compassion. She reminds us that cultivating love, true selfless love, is not just a fleeting moment, but a lifelong journey. It is our duty to nurture this love, making it the foundation of our lives, so that we may experience lasting peace and fulfillment. At the heart of this message lies the teachings of Christ, which offer us a blueprint for a life that is both morally upright and compassionate. His call for chastity, genuine love, and kindness is timeless, guiding us away from the distractions of the material world and toward what truly nourishes our souls. In a world that often pulls us in 1,000 different directions, Mary urges us to focus our hearts and minds on God, the true source of peace and restoration. She calls for a deep and personal conversion, an invitation to rediscover Christ, who is the ultimate source of lasting peace. It is through Him that our spirits are healed, our hearts restored, and our lives transformed. The Virgin Mary's plea is not just for external change, but for an inner renewal that reconnects us to our true purpose and to the divine love that sustains us. In this process of conversion, we are reminded that God is always with us, waiting to embrace us with open arms, no matter how far we may have strayed. Central to Mary's message is the profound importance of family unity. As the world grows increasingly unstable, she emphasizes that the family must be a refuge, one of strength, love, and support. Among the most vulnerable in society are our elderly, who often feel neglected or mistreated. Mary specifically urges us to care for our elders, for in them resides not only the wisdom of years, but also the very presence of Christ. He sees their struggles, understands their fears, and walks with them through their pain. By showing our elderly members the love and respect they deserve, we are serving Christ Himself. Families that unite in prayer and honor. Their elders will be especially blessed, Mary reassures us. The bond between family members will grow stronger, protected by God's grace, as they face the challenges of life together. In moments of fear and anxiety, the family becomes a safe haven, a source of courage, strength, and mutual support. But the Virgin Mary's message is not one of mere survival. It's a call to thrive spiritually and emotionally, even in the most difficult times. She calls us to return to our spiritual roots, to honor our elders, and to place our trust in the power of prayer. The Rosary, in particular, is a spiritual weapon that offers protection, peace, and consolation, shielding us from harm and helping us remain steadfast in our faith. This time of suffering and uncertainty is not just a trial, but an opportunity for reflection, repentance, and strengthening of the bonds that hold us together. The Virgin Mary reminds us that, even in our darkest hours, God is always there, offering us His help and love. Her maternal embrace offers comfort, and she encourages us to place our trust in her Son, Jesus, who is the ultimate source of peace, security, and courage. Let us answer the Virgin Mary's call to prepare ourselves spiritually and emotionally for the road ahead. As we do, we are not alone. Mary walks with us, guiding us under her protective mantle and leading us closer to the heart of Christ. May we find hope, inspiration, and strength in her message, and may our families become sanctuaries of love, prayer, and faith. Together, let us face the challenges ahead with courage, knowing that God's love will never fail us.